like and subscribe, and let's get straight to this if you're not afraid of the truth. The court of public opinion is charging Travis King, the soldier who defected to North Korea to save his life. The court of public opinion is playing judge, jury, executioner, prosecuting attorney without giving him legal representation. He doesn't have a lawyer. Nobody gets a lawyer in the court of public opinion. In the court of public opinion, their opinion is always that the black man is guilty. Doesn't matter. How many times have we seen this over and over and over again? We've even seen police planting drugs in the cars of black men to get a conviction, unaware that their camera was on. Now, what happens in the court of public opinion when it's a white man? Then they use the word allegations. Allegations. They don't beat it. They don't beat drums. They don't add accusations and charges. Now, what happened to Travis King has been happening to black men in the military for decades. When they go out to bars and places like this, that black swag gets them in trouble all the time. The ability to talk, the ability to dance, charisma that white men don't have. The black man always ends up with the woman, and it makes the white man jealous, upset, mad, and then they come out of their racist thing. See, understand this. If your family is racist, joining the military is not going to change your character. You will be a racist soldier. That's the way that works. You don't change just because you're in the military. And if you can go back to World War II, there were entire battalions found guilty of doing nothing but defending themselves from white soldiers. I mean, we see that over and over, and we see that over and over in history. Entire battalions. We've seen black soldiers come home and be lynched and hung in their uniforms. This incident with Travis King, it started in a bar. It started in a bar, and it was over a woman. It was over a woman. And now they add all kind of stuff like he was just in there acting up. He was just in there acting up for guess what? No reason whatsoever. Now they're adding a charge of calling him a pedophile. Now they're calling him a pedophile. Well, if he was a pedophile, then why didn't you keep him locked up, or why didn't you restrict him to base? If he's a pedophile, why wasn't he restricted to base? You see, when you make these lies up, you leave holes in the lies. Now you got to come back later on, the court of public opinion, they got to come back later on and fill in the blanks as to why this so-called pedophile was allowed off the base to continue his pedophilic activities. You see, they're going to have to come up with a lie for that. And guess what? The lie will not make any sense. And then sometimes they won't even address the lie. They'll just pretend like it doesn't exist, just like they do with Columbus Day. Just like they do with Columbus Day. It's still on the calendar. And we know good and well he was lost and he thought he was in India. You see what I mean? That's the court of public opinion. That's the court of public opinion. Then they want to pretend like they're not racist. You see, the news media is racist. The news media is racist. And the minute they get caught with their racism, then they'll flip the script and they'll report on it like they never said anything negative at all. Check this out. They convicted O.J. Simpson. Tried, they had the jury, the trial, convicted him, and never apologized for it when he was found innocent. Because guess what? Get on YouTube and look for and put in there the man who admitted killing O.J. Simpson's wife and Goodman. Put that on Google that. There is a white guy who is a serial killer who she made a mistake and hired as a gardener. He was the one who deleted him. And when he admitted it, and you know what the police said? He's lying. Why would you lie about killing somebody? He's a serial killer. So no more was going to happen to him anyway, so he told the truth. And then they say, well, he lied. Why didn't the media pick up on that? See, O.J. Simpson didn't do it. And the Goldmans would have had to give back everything they took from him. But see, the funny thing is this. Now, if you remember Rasheen Carter, the one who went to the police station, police kicked him out, wouldn't help him, called his mother and told her who were out to kill him. And what did the media tell you? Oh, we can't admit who he said was going to kill him because it's under investigation. Well, the O.J. Simpson thing was under investigation. Bill Cosby was under investigation. All these crimes by white men, they're under investigation. If they can hide them, they hide them and use the word under investigation. If you black, you don't get that under investigation. Those women who lied on Bill Cosby, all they had to say that a bunch of women came forth and they're saying that they were raped. Boom. And it's under investigation. They didn't have to put Cosby's name out there. They didn't have to put O.J.'s name out there. But they did. Now, court of public opinion. That is the court of public opinion. That's where white people are the judge, jury, prosecutor, and everything else before. And guess what? They have all the so-called evidence before the trial. They convict black people before the trial. How many black men have been lynched and murdered back in Jim Crow days based on what? Court of public opinion. They use the court of public opinion to destroy black cities and towns. Black cities and towns, they destroy them using the court of public opinion. And you know what they always say? Well, the black man looked at a white woman. A black man looked at a white woman, and then they go and destroy the whole town. Judge, jury, executioner, no defense lawyer. And then they go and destroy the town and then bury it underwater. Rob the city blind and bury it underwater. My point is this. Ignore everything you read about Travis King, about him being a pedophile, him being this, him being that, because who is accusing him? The people who promote systemic racism are the ones promoting him, are promoting this lie. And he doesn't even have, they're not even saying that maybe he didn't do it. He's got no defense whatsoever. He's sitting in, he is in the hands of demons. The only good thing about this whole thing is that he's still alive. He's still alive. And I'm just hoping that that we don't turn on the news one day and then they say that he hung himself or he committed suicide. Because if he was going to commit suicide, he wouldn't have went to North Korea of all places. And I'm ticked that North Korea didn't. They should have let him. They should have sent him to Russia. But see, that's the way the court of public opinion works. That's how they work. And that's why black men and women were lynched back in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond, because they were tried and convicted in the court of public opinion in their newspapers. And they're doing it now. Now they have the television to use too. And all of a sudden, a man who got into a ruckus in a bar with some white guys, all of a sudden he's a pedophile now. He's a pedophile. And like I said, if he's a pedophile, why wouldn't he restrict it to base? So he wouldn't mess with no other women. And if he's a pedophile, then instead of saying he got into a fight in a bar, a pedophile would be a much more serious incident than an altercation in a bar. But you save that and you add stuff to it because you are liars. The American media is liars. They're lies. Deshaun Watson is not a rapist. O.J. Simpson didn't do it. Bill Cosby didn't do it. Court of public opinion. Judge, jury, executioner, and you don't get a defense witness in the court of public opinion, COPO. Black people, understand this. When you see a black person get convicted of something, and the media has all the information, and they convict him before he even sets foot in a court of law, and he doesn't have a defense witness, COPO, Court of Public Opinion. Like I said, they won't even admit that Columbus didn't discover America. You get it, you cut the TV on, they just, holiday, Columbus Day, Columbus Day, Columbus Day, but they're not going to stop and say, well, he actually didn't discover anything. There were people here. You know as well as I do. Let white folks think whatever they want to think. Because their day is over with, to tell you the truth. First of all, America has lost the war in the Ukraine. Secondly, Russia, Iran, Turkey, and some other countries told Israel, don't attack Gaza Strip. Another thing they're not going to tell you is that it is a tornado and hurricanes in Tel Aviv in Israel right now. Israel is flooding and hurricanes, and people have died. But see, the media is not going to tell you this because they don't want you to say, well, God is punishing them. See, COPO ain't going to say that. They're not going to bring that up. If they do bring it up, it's going to be 20, 30 seconds without pictures. But guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave you pictures of the situation that's going on in Israel. And I'm going to say this: God don't like ugly. And I'm going to say, I'm going to walk around the corner and say something else too. America is losing in Ukraine because they've lost one third of that country. America better not go into Gaza because you got Russia, Turkey, and Iraq, and some military, and Russia, Turkey, and Iran, and the troops in Iraq, the American troops in Iraq have already been attacked. And Africa is kicking the United States out of Africa. Kicking the United States out. And I'm going to tell you this: you do not win a war when you are divided. This country is totally divided. The Republicans are fighting within themselves. And the Republicans and Democrats are fighting each other. And the American people don't want money being given away to immigrants, and they're being kicked out on the streets. You see, this country has failed from within, And you cannot fight a fight without, if you are not in rhythm within. This country play, and when BRICS, and I'm gonna tell you this, in 2024, when BRICS will control 81% of the oil, the United States dollar will plunge. It will not be the currency, the common currency that's used as a medium of exchange today. My subscribers, I'm gonna tell you right now, stock up on canned goods, stock up on dry canned goods, cans of salmon, cans of meat, cans of vegetables, cans of fruit. Stock up on that stuff because this country is getting ready to face HELL, because especially in Europe, because they're not going to be BRICS. It's not going to be giving oil and gas to Europe. They're in trouble. And all this and the resources from Africa, Africa's not sending them their resources now. Africa, like here's a for instance, Africa at one time was sending tomatoes to Europe. They were making the ketchup, and then Africans were buying the ketchup. Well, Africa now, they're going to produce their own resources, thereby making jobs, and then selling the ketchup to Europe. See, the game's over with. The United States, the United States, and I'm gonna tell you this, Israel is going to destroy the United States, because the only people on the side of the United States is the United States, Israel, and Canada. And guess what? We protect Canada, and we protect and give Israel everything they got. So really, it's just the United States against the world. Even countries in NATO do not like Israel and what they're doing. You even have Israelis saying, leave these people alone. But Netanyahu is no different than Hitler. He is no different than Hitler. He's a nutcase. But getting back to Travis King, COPO, Court of Public Opinion, always convicts black people before we step foot in a court, and they do not give us a defense attorney. Like and subscribe. Talk to you later.